Okay. Happy Sunday. 6:30 p.m. I'm all fresh and clean. I just had a shower, feel good. I haven't been painting for a little while because I had chipped my tooth this summer and it started really hurting. So I actually had to go to the dentist and have some, like, you know, it cracked the tooth right across. I bit something hard. So I was basically out of it for a little while, but back into it. I'm not sure how long I'm going to paint, but what I'm going to do right now is, I was thinking about this one. I think it needs more blue because if it's going to be these Scilla flowers, or whatever the hell they're called, I need to have more of them. And actually, this painting looks nice up close. I think from afar, it just doesn't look that good. Like, the composition, it's okay, but so I might come in with more extreme colors. But eventually, when you zoom into it, it does look nice. There's a lot of good stuff going on here. But so anyhow, I'm just gonna work on some blue. So I'll bring the camera in closer, I guess, and just take one of these brushes. One, and I'm going to add some blues to my, I'll show you what I'm doing over here. I'm over here, and I'm adding to my little paint station. So I'll get some blues. Oh, I definitely need more, because my goal is actually to make more thickness come off the canvas. So maybe I'll go a little crazy, just get lots more. And white. Saw you, white. Saw you. There you are. Okay, so get a lot more white. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. Hi, Susie. If you get close, get really close, you can see there's actual thickness coming off the paint in some areas, like that nice big green chunk. Okay, so maybe right about there. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in here. Let's just start with this one right out of the tube and start blooping it up. Start adding big fat wads of paint. Blonk, blonk. Come on, come off. Oh yeah, maybe I think over here. I think on this side, right about here, I could use a lot more blue. So what I'm just basically doing is I'm like scooping off the paint into chunks. All right, chunk. That's good. I like it. I like the thick. So I'm starting with this straight out of the tube blue. I just like this has a nice kind of like softness to this blue. It's very soft. I'm gonna just try layering it up a bit. Ooh, look at that big thick slob. I've actually almost used up all of this. Yeah, it's getting way more interesting now. It's almost like a sculpture. Okay, so let's try now. I'll take a little bit of white and add it to this. Wow, that's a beautiful color. Holy shit, I gotta remember what blue that is. See that? That's a nice blue. It's almost like a, not quite a purple, but it's warm. Oh man, barely have any. Okay, so one of these two. This one? No, I think, yes. So this one, what is it? Someone's got to remind me what kind of paints I buy. This is, come on. Something French, ultramarine. That is a beautiful freaking color. So I'm going to take a whole bunch more of that. And maybe I'll just use that directly up here where it's dark. Look at that. That is something else. Almost like glows. Okay. So I'm going to add a little bit of white back to it. Hey Cheryl, what's up? Okay, so let's go back and start. Get back in here with that color. That's nice. What if I added a lot more white? What would it look like? Oh, that's kind of nice. Yeah, because like I originally thought these things were called bluebells, but apparently I don't know anything about flowers. I know what chrysanthemums are because one summer I worked for the city of Toronto in Parks and Rec, and I was assigned to for part of the summer to work inside a greenhouse, and it's where they grew a lot of the chrysanthemums for the city of Toronto. And this is when I was around 21 or 22 or something. Anyhow, one of the guys who was in charge of me, so-called whatever, told me I had to wash all the beds. They had these raised metal kind of racks where they would grow the flowers on, right? And he told me, Mike basically said, "Hey, Josh, come here." Oh, because he was this old Italian dude, and hey, come here. This is what you gotta do. You take the ammonia, scrub down these beds, and it was quite a big indoor. I don't know what you call where you grow flowers, whatever, big place. So they had rows and rows of these metal racks. He didn't tell me though I had to dilute the ammonia. So I was basically for the first 2 hours, my eyes were burning. I felt like puking. I was a 20-year-old, 22-year-old kid or whatever. Didn't know what I was supposed to. I just was told to do this, so I did it. And you're supposed to mix. It was supposed to be like a 50-to-1 mix, and you're supposed to wear gloves and like probably even a respirator. But there I was with nothing, pouring working with straight ammonia and a brush, scraping away. Oh man, it was awful. And then I remember the woman who was in charge of the whole flower arrangement. She came by and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I was told to do this." And thankfully, she was. She caught me, and it was kind of like almost like a privilege to work in that area because I was at the time just a general laborer. What I would do the rest of the time, when I was hired, I was basically picking up garbage in High Park, at 6:30 in the morning, and I'd work till like 3, and then I'd bike down to U of T where I was taking a course because I transferred from art school to McGill to study psychology. So I had to do a summer course. So like I straight after work, biked down, and for the most, I mean, I did it 2 summers in a row. 2 summers, yeah, during university, and I was lucky to have that job because it paid quite well compared to other jobs, and I didn't mind. I was like at 6:30 in the morning, I'd be like. All the crazies in Hyde Park I kind of got to know. There was one woman called the finger pointing one, we called her, who just walked around like she was in, like schizophrenic. Obviously, she wore all black. She was probably about 60, and she'd just be pointing at the sky, walking around. Then there was one time there was this like Swedish dude, and like these are all true stories. The Swedish dude would sleep in some sort of yoga position on a park bench. Like his feet were in the air. I don't even know how he could balance that way, but he'd be like basically sleeping, meditating, and like mist would be rising from, you know, like all the ducks and the geese were in the like with the water, and I'd be walking along, you know, just picking up garbage with the little things I had. And there was this dude who was basically in the middle of like this open area of Hyde Park, sleeping in a meditating position on a park bench. Oh, I got some. All kinds of crazy stories from that. Oh, thanks, Cindy. Okay, so definitely added more blue. It's really hard to I don't know what it is about this painting, but you can't really tell. Okay, so I'm gonna add some more softness. I think I came in a little bit hardcore with that blue right there. So I'm just gonna see what happens if I just bring in just chunks of this lighter blue. Mix. No, I want to get a little abstract. I want to get a little abstract. No, I don't like that. I'm gonna fix that right now. I don't even know. Can you see that? Okay. So I'm going to find out tomorrow if I need to have a root canal. Man, it really sucked. That cracked tooth. I was like it was. I didn't sleep Thursday night because the pain was so bad. And, you know, I'm not good about going and seeing doctors. I sort of put it off as long as possible. But thankfully, the dentist was able to see me. And they were able to dig it out as much as they could. And basically what's happening was because the tooth was cracked in half. I remember the exact moment. I was at this cottage with my family, and I was chomping away on some hard candy. And I don't even like candy, and I could heard the little piece of the filling fell out, and it didn't really hurt. Nothing happened. It was only until this past week where it started happening. So what happened was, apparently, so if the tooth is cracked and there's a little crack, it's the pressure of like the water moving in and out and sort of like coming and hitting the nerve. Oh, I hate dentists so much. But I like my dentist. She's kind of odd, so. I was pretty funny at the dentist. I've got a hot dentist. So yeah, so tomorrow, basically, I'll find out if I have to have a root canal. I've never had one before. I've been really lucky. My teeth have always been really good. So, kind of have a little bit of stress about it. I'm just not good with, you know, whatever. Okay. Rub toothpaste on your gums. Oh man, oh no, that's exactly what I was doing for the past okay, the pain started about 2 weeks ago. So the first thing I did is I went and bought Sensodyne, which is that, toothpaste that has some sort of analgesic effect. And that's what I thought I was gonna just do for the for as long as I could. So I was rubbing the shit out of my gums with this and brushing my teeth constantly because it was so painful. And I just couldn't deal with it anymore. So, yep, that was a good temporary fix. Thanks for what? Too much detail? Colgate? No. What are you talking about? Next thing you know, you're going to talk about like putting a bench in a painting, something ridiculous. Colgate helps. What are you talking about? No, it has to be toothpaste that has the analgesic stuff. And Sensodyne is one brand that has it, for crying out loud. Root canals aren't too bad. You will be able to handle it. Oral gel on the gum helps with toothaches. See? Cindy knows what she's talking about. Colgate. Oral gel sounds far more official than your Colgate. Crying out loud. My grandfather used to say, for crying out loud. I loved it. He was deaf. He went deaf when he was in his early 20s. I think he was on a canoe trip. Probably in Algonquin Park, I'm not sure. But I was on a canoe trip and he got like an ear infection. And anyhow, he ended up going 100% deaf. But he could read lips perfectly. I remember being in the backseat of the car when we were at the cottage where basically my grandparents lived at the cottage. And I'd say, hey, Grandpa. And like when he looked at me in the rearview mirror and he'd say, Joshua, why are you whispering? So he was able to tell through the rearview mirror that I was actually whispering, even though he was 100% deaf. That was pretty cool. My grandfather was awesome. My grandfather was so cool. So he loved golf, and he would go to golf. I think he was part of the Scarborough Golf Club or whatever, but everyone knew him because he's such a friendly, outgoing guy. But he would steal everyone's golf balls. He'd be out on the four-way, whatever the hell the golf course is called, and he'd pick up any balls that were around him and he'd put them in his pocket and fill up his trunk with the golf balls. And then what he would do is when he was up at his cottage, or where they lived, he would put them on the dock and he would hit them out in the water. And then I'm pretty sure he invented the pole retriever. So he got the long pole and with a spring thing, so he'd canoe to where the balls were and dip and pull them out. And that became the kids' job is to go get the grandpa's golf balls. And he'd whack the crap out of them. Oh man, I wish my cousin Andrew or my Aunt Barbara was online right now because they know. There'd be like neighbor docks. He'd be like zinging right out past the neighbors. Oh man, I miss him. He was the best. Quiet out loud. He used to talk like that sort of deaf voice people have who are deaf. They sort of it's kind of like they're talking to their nose or something. But he had that kind of tonation. Ah, shit, fuckers. Today I spent about 4 or 5 hours cleaning my house and my basement, and it was probably the best workout I've had in about a year. I was like sweating like mad. I moved his big couch, and there was like Nerf darts buried underneath it, and all spoons and things. So, yeah. I don't know, did I just fuck up this painting? I don't know. I just feel like painting, you know what I mean? I don't even care if this... What if I just did this? What if I just did that? Yeah, it needs that. I think it's paint too. Let's just add some lines here. That looks cool. Yeah, that's nice. Look at that. That's what everybody needs to do, is just chill the hell out. I'm definitely at a babbling stage. Because even though right now it is loud as shit in my head, I'm actually not bothered by it right now, which is it's kind of nice actually. Man, if I could get used to this, woohoo! Like right now it's so loud. Oh, I think I was vacuuming, and so it was weird that the sound was like amplified right in my ear when the tinnitus was happening, but it was like it was a little freaky for a while. I had to turn it off the vacuum cleaner because it was getting freakishly loud and a little bit scary. Like it was a little bit too intense for I think what I was prepared for. But it went away. I think it always goes away. I think that's why I've been able to take it. So that it always sort of just passes. And I think it's stress related. But my grandfather used to say that, for crying out loud. Is that what he meant? Yeah, my grandfather's awesome. I love that guy. Oh man. He was with my grandmother their entire lives. And they both were killed in a car accident almost instantaneously. And I know we know exactly where it happened. And in some ways we're it was kind of a good thing because either one of them being alone would have been horrible. And they lived they were probably in their late 80s, I'm gonna guess. I remember my grandmother's lips. Remember how soft they were. And she was a smoker, and for some reason I liked the smell, maybe because it was from her. She used to drink either Tab or Fanta. I'm just trying to remember. Fanta's the one like Sprite, I think. So she'd be down, sitting by the dock, having a smoke with a Fanta with ice. The ear depot in, I don't know what PTBO has in medicine for that. I don't know what that means, PTBO. Is that a place? Pittsburgh? PTBO. There is no medicine for what I have. I have a tiny little brain tumor right on my auditory nerve. It's inoperable. They can't, if they were to try to cut it out, I'm going deaf mostly this year, and it's replaced with my brain is replacing it with the tinnitus. But I went to the top specialists and surgeons and neurosurgeons and all that bullshit, and basically, if they were to cut it out, I would go 100% deaf. The tinnitus probably may not change. It might get louder, it might just change frequency, and they could also cause nerve damage and paralyze part of my face. So I got to suck it up and just live with it. What is Fresca? Oh, Fresca. What is the ear depot, and what is PTBO mean, Cheryl? I think I'm gonna go in here and start doing some little designs. Yeah, that'll be nice. I'm going to move this camera down if I can. Okay. I want to know what this ear depot thing is. It's It's like a place. I'm gonna guess it's like some sort of American outlet that has hearing aids and things. That's my guess. Peterborough. Oh my God, is that in the States or is that in Canada? That's embarrassing. Peterborough. That's Ontario, isn't it? Jesus, that's embarrassing. The Ear Depot needs a good jingle. Well, what should I do now? What should I do now? I think that's maybe what I need to do is make a bunch of smaller brush strokes up here, because as things are further away, right, they're smaller. So maybe it'll get a bit more sense of depth if I come in here and just do these little tiny brush strokes, trying to vary it up. Oops. Cher, you're holding out on me. What's this Ear Depot thing? What are you talking about? Okay, up here. Let's go over here. And like I said, it should be more horizontal because this is supposed to be, further away. So let's just go in here and take some of these marks and horizontal them up. That's a new verb. Yeah, something's in this whole area up here. What the hell is up here? Yeah, let's just make these marks for fun. Let's just go in here and add some of these things. It's 7 o'clock. I want to get the dark part before it gets too dark. So I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit. Make some greens. Come in here with little thick greens. Yellow and white. Let's see what kind of color comes out of this. Oh, be quiet, please. Oh, you know, some of the things I'm doing here kind of reminds me of that meadow painting. Those meadow paintings I was doing. Really enjoy just making these weird patterns and strange gardening type stuff. A little sparse yellow might be nice. Let's try that, see how that looks. Little sparks. This is starting to look nice. Up close. I just like these colors. They're nice. They make me feel good. It kind of reminds me of Monet. Yeah. It's my own sort of Monet. Monet. Just the colors just have an impact on you emotionally. I think it's just fascinating. Some sort of biological, evolutionary adaptation, right? Certain colors, red, danger, blood, right? Blues. I wonder what blues, deep blues in nature would represent. I mean, don't say water, because most water is not like this color. Flowers, but why? Why would this be, these blues and greens be a beautiful, like, maybe it's just a social conditioning thing. Maybe I've just been socially conditioned to believe these are beautiful from the art history lessons that I received when I was young. Perhaps that is all it is. I just don't know. Who knows? Okay, maybe I'll stop here. Get outside before it's too dark. Yeah. All right. Well, this was just this was actually kind of nice. This was very enjoyable. Like a quick half hour or so. Yeah, it's only been a half an hour. Come on, camera. There we go. All right. So this quick little session, I went in and I added some more blues, and I started doing things like adding some horizontal lines just to break it up because it was looking a little boring. Then I went in and well, I added lots more blues all around here. Started putting yellows and greens, trying to make this whole section a bit more interesting. It was not a hell of a lot. I mean, I only did it for like a half an hour or so. But anyhow, that's it. I think we'll stop. Try to see you tomorrow if I can. Have a good night.